What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show. I'm one of your hosts, Keena Johnson, alongside Nathaniel, the Laughy Boy.
Hey. What's going on?
And Shannon.
Hi.
I don't have a title. I want everyone to have titles, but it's really hard.
Okay.
Doctor. I'll go get my doctorates.
Yeah, I'll go buy some land in England. I'll call myself
Remember that time where, like, every week I gave Dean a new title? It was like Deanie Beanie, anything that just rhymed with Dean.
Dean the Bean.
Dean the Bean. He's like, oh, for
He
fuck.
hated that one so much.
He's like, it's
So
lazy. It's like, doesn't make
He's
any
like,
sense.
it's so bad. And then what was it? Deanie. What was it?
I did come up with a good one.
Oh, D-bag. And then I said D-bag full of beans, bean D-bag. We just said...
Beanbag.
Yeah.
It was bad.
He just kept on going on like that. And he was just like, stop it with beans.
I would be in the shower just like thinking of like
beans.
It's more
I'm here
wordplay.
thinking about those beans.
Get them beans.
But anyway, what's the show about, Nathaniel?
It's about some nerdy shit that we really just go on about pretty much.
Possibly, or we could just bash Adam Sandler for 45 minutes.
I love it, and I hope that's what I want the show to be. Just us, just fucking not necessarily railing or loving. I think we just roll.
I love railing Adam Sandler.
Oh,
It's so great.
it was so depressing in parts. Also, no Dean this week.
Yeah,
Speaking
no
of Dean.
He's saving fuel.
Yeah, fuck. Fuel prices are rough.
It is. I just heard, on that note, that the average fuel price in Australia for fuel, like just normal unleaded 91 in April, $1.91.
Fuck off. $1.91.
Yeah.
That's almost.
We must be getting it good here in Brisbane then, because the most I've seen is like I think it's going to jump back up to $1.50
The best
soon.
I saw it was Gold Coast, United, like a United fuel station in Surfers Paradise. The other one was the new United fuel station out in Roma. They were the lowest ones I ever saw.
United usually is pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we talk more about fuel.
This topic's fuel, just a fucking prices and shit.
How old am I? Am I 47?
Yeah, 47
Oh,
on the
God.
fucking weather. Some fucking dumb cunts in the Canberra.
What are we, fucking Hot FM?
Oh, fuck.
Guess what, Nathaniel?
What?
We have some housekeeping.
Housekeeping?
Be sure to check out the Amalgam Games Lab. That should be up. Where Shannon and I discuss the video game and the industry and all the sandwiches that they make.
Sandwiches.
Are they poisonous?
Wait, what's this?
No, my I eat sandwiches just randomly, and then like every like con or like event you go to, like it's always like E3. You should not eat E3 food
Why?
because it's like everyone has touched that shit along the way,
Yeah, that's true.
and everyone's sick.
Yeah.
Con disease. Is
Yeah,
the thing.
Pax Pox.
Pox and Maximus.
It's probably because people just spend like all their time inside and then they come out the one day of the year to go to PAX. And
Well,
it's like, all of these fresh air?
No, it's just because all of these people are like contained into one convention center for 3 days, just breathing on each other and sweating and all that kind of stuff. Then they get home back to clean air and they're like, oh.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's tough.
Be sure to, if you have any questions for the show, email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com
Amalgam's how?
or comment below in the comment section. You know that section?
That section?
I like sections.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is not good. Be
Oh.
sure to like, subscribe, notification, and I don't know. No, I was just thinking, should we have a PO box?
No,
How many
no,
viewers before we get a PO
no.
box?
Yeah.
P.O. Box none.
0.
I don't want a PO box. I don't want people sending us shit.
We can do unboxing video.
Unboxing video.
Oh yeah, like, I'm gonna do this unboxing video. Oh, it's anthrax.
My favorite.
Like,
You can sell that. Nothing. I'm just thinking of this title of a game called Anthrax.
oh great.
I'm like, isn't that called Anthem?
Yeah.
What have you been into this week, guys?
Oh man, it's been a rough week.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, really nothing. I've been doing late shifts at work, so I haven't actually had much time to play games or anything. It was all in preparation for a wedding I went to yesterday.
Weddings are fun.
Which, holy shit.
Was it good? Was it bad?
It was fine. It was a wedding. just really highlight some of the pet peeves I have about weddings, though. Like, you have the invitation that says, like, everyone arrive at 2:30 at the ceremony venue.
And then they make you wait.
Like, ceremony starts at 3. You're like, alright, well, it's 3:15, motherfuckers, where's the bride? And there's always this thing where, like, I don't understand why people just accept that. Where it's just like, oh, the bride's gonna be late. Why? She's late to her own fucking wedding. Like, what are we doing here? Why am I still waiting? One of the funny things that did happen during it was that the bride and groom had specifically asked for no one to have phones on during the ceremony. Like don't have your phones on, and they specifically said, please don't take any photos because we want the professional photographers to capture everything, and just to make everything nice. And it'd be nice if everyone was paying attention and the photographers were capturing that rather than you looking through your cell phone the whole time.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I was like, that's fair enough. Like, if you want to get professional photos done, and they're going to release the professional photos to everyone, so like, you're going to get your happy snaps. Enjoy the moment. So as you were walking in, everyone was told, like, yeah, please turn your phones off or put them away, don't have them out. Professional photographers are here, we want to make sure that they get it all done. So we go in, we sit down, and like, everyone I was with was like, cool, no phones, that's fine, 100%, yeah, we're all of us that I was with, like, under the age of 30. Look over to the other side of the room, there's this fucking woman who's like 55 years old, phone out, taking photos, and we're like, how fucking hard is it? You were told at the door, no phones, no photos. And she's setting up locations, like sitting in different seats and getting photos, and we're like, how is it the millennials in the room were like, oh yeah, no phones? But this, like, woman in her 50s couldn't get that memo.
That's the thing, like, I look, like, there's always like, back in my day we didn't have phones. But, like, we can adapt, we can, like, no phone, whatever. We might be bored, might be stuck with our dark thoughts, but... but... Like, I see older people, they cannot get off their phones.
Yeah.
My mum is like that. She's like, I have to I have to, like, tag where I am on Facebook. Like, Mum, you don't.
You don't.
Your food's going cold.
You think you do.
Yeah.
We don't even do that. We don't tag everything. No. We're like, if it's fun, if it's, you know, but, like, the thing was, as soon as I heard, like, don't take photos, I was like, okay, sweet, I'm not going to take photos because I'm going to get good shots from professional photographers who know what the fuck they're doing. Mm-hmm. I took, like, a couple of snaps at the reception. Like, that's what I want. I want the reception stuff.
And the reception is more chaotic, which is...
Yeah, and it's more fun, and, like, that was the thing that also was, like, man, like, sometimes wedding ceremonies are real weird. Because we got to the reception, and it was like, okay, get there at 5, and they're gonna have, like, drinks and nibbles and things that you can just kind of get ready with. And then, bridal party arrives at 6, and that's when the reception starts, and then we just go through until we stop. And I got to the thing about 5:30, just kind of, like, lounged my way over there.
Yeah.
Got there at 5:30. Was sitting around a table with a few other friends, like, went to my seat and was, like, just chatting and all that kind of stuff. And it hit about 6 o'clock, and it was like, same thing again, like, it's 6, where's the fucking bride and groom? Like, what are we doing here? You said 6, why are we waiting? And like, oh, the bride's always late. I'm like, by what amount? Like, why do we keep having to say the bride's always late? When, and this was no joke, I looked over to the entranceway of the reception area and I could see the fucking bride. She was there, she was just standing outside waiting.
You know what for?
To make the entrance? I don't know, everyone else was there, and it was like, they kept having an announcement of, like, the bride will be here in 15 minutes. I'm like, the bride's here already, dude, just get her in, let's get this shit so started. Like, let's go. And
was there something on their end? Like,
I don't know.
Weird.
It didn't get it. It just, and every wedding I've been to has the same sort of thing. Like, I've never actually been able to see the bride from the entrance, but from what I gather, it's always just like, well, they wait to make an entrance. I'm like, cool, but then if you're gonna make the entrance at the allotted time. Like, don't make me wait another 15 minutes. Because I've just, like, there was a bar tab, so I just drank a lot, and then I was getting hungry. And then, like, when the food came, I was, like, full because I had drank so much beer. Yeah. So I was like, this isn't working out. Like, this is a bad idea. Like, I just want this to work. But for the most part, it was fun. It was just those...
You didn't think ahead. There's beer there. I've got to drink it.
Exactly.
You should have got my food to me sooner. This is all your fault.
There is free beer on tap. You think I'm gonna wait? Like, fuck you guys. And it was like decent beer. They had Stone and Wood. That was the beer that was on tap.
Awesome.
It was like that, VB or 4X, and I was like, well, that's a no-brainer.
Could have imagined that at his wedding though, he would have had really good shit for free.
Oh yeah,
that
absolutely,
guy
yeah.
loves his
I mean, the thing is, he did. So there was like there was house wines, like a Moscato, a white, and then a red that you could have, and then there was those 3 beers, and then all soft drinks that you wanted, and then the bridal table also got like a cocktail and spirits list as well, and I was like, okay, because you know my fiance Vanessa was on the bridal table, so like if I wanted a Jack and Coke, I just got her to order it, and then I just. Yeah, buddy.
That's the thing. Like, why? That's weird that there's not a spirits tab for the guys.
It's a lot more money. Like the way it works is essentially if you want spirits added to the, because I'm planning a wedding for next year and it's fun. If you want spirits for the rest of the guests, it's like an extra X amount of dollars per head.
Yeah,
but they tend to include in the packages, like the base package, that everyone in the bridal table gets like. Not only the base drink package, but the extra spirits on top, just included. But if you want to extend that, you got to pay extra. So, depending on how big your budget is.
Yeah. So you can expect starting now the saga of Shannon starting to lose his mind over wedding preparations.
Oh, it's already happening, man. I've already lost my mind.
We just get commenting like, yeah, it was be like just twitching.
Oh,
like 3 weeks before.
Like honestly, this podcast is probably going to be me every 3 or 4 weeks now. Like, wedding prep 2019 is on its way. Fuck. Like the amount of hoops you have to jump through.
I feel like most of it would be just you going, why can't anyone fucking agree?
Yeah. Oh man, it's a lot of me, because I've been to like 5 weddings now, and it's a lot of me just looking at things and going, why can't this be done quicker? Why can't this be done easier? Why are we doing this thing here? Like the ceremony itself just, man, it takes forever. And it shouldn't. And this wedding was spaced weird because the location for the ceremony was like in the center of the city, but then all the accommodation was like a 20-minute walk from there. So like you got all the way to the ceremony and then you're like, oh, thank God, okay, we're here. And then the ceremony only takes about 15 minutes. Yeah. And then it's done.
Was this in the Gold Coast or?
No, it was in Brisbane.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the center of Brisbane. And then, like...
Jesus Christ, it went all out.
Yeah, like, it was really good. Like, it was actually a really good night, but it's just that there's always those little things. I'm like, why do we have to wait for this?
Just
why do we have to wait for
like,
that?
Hard to explain right now. Words going from my head, but, like, just people doing it because of other people doing it.
It's tradition.
Tradition.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm... Wow.
Yeah.
It was it was just like...
Like, the sheer number of, like, traditional things you have to do is just, like, it's so many of them. Like, why... Like, we could do them, but I feel like the order in which they're done is what fucks it up.
It's really dumb for that sort of stuff to have, like, people just to expect it now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a time waste most of the time. And the thing is, like, the whole point of most of that is for people to go, oh no, she's going to be late, stuff like that. It's like,
yeah.
Well, we know she's going to be late. Before we even get ready, as soon as we get invited, she's going to be late.
Like, and that's the thing that I've been talking with Vanessa is like, look, I am happy to do all the traditional things, but like, I don't want this like, oh, the bride's always late, so we'll just wait. Like, no, just fucking get there. And, like, just do this shit. Like, get everyone in and out. Like, stop making it more difficult for the guests who have already, like, depending on your family and all that, they've travelled, they've made accommodation plans. Yeah. Some of them have travelled a long way. Like, don't make it more difficult on them. Yeah. Just make it as easy as possible. So that's my plan. The other thing that was fun was, like, towards the end of the night when the reception really starts to kick off and everyone's dancing. It's 2 things that I refuse to do anymore.
Kick off and dance.
No. I'm happy to dance and sing and have a good time. There are 2 things I refuse to do at weddings or any place anymore. Is the Macarena and the Nutbush. And the reason is because every time those songs start, everyone goes like, oh yeah, it's the Macarena or the Nutbush, let's go do it. And everyone gets really happy and they're all fun. And you start it and you're like, this is awesome. Like, I haven't done this since I was like 10. This is great. And then for whatever reason, the song feels like it takes 4 fucking hours. Because by the end of it, you're like, for God's sake, I've been doing the Nutbush for 8 years.
I love the idea of the DJ just like, oh, I got them now, let's fucking wear them down.
It's just, like, the Nutbush started...
He was a DJ.
Because, like, the Nutbush started, and I was like, and everyone's like, yeah! And Vanessa's like, you gonna go do it? I'm like, not a chance in hell. Because by the end of the Nutbush, you're just sick of the Nutbush. And you do it once every, like, 3 or 4 years, and I'm done. I'm never doing it again. I'm removing those songs from our playlist. Like, just not having it.
Is Footloose on that list as well?
No.
Okay.
Because that one's a little bit, like, because it is just you foot loose. Like,
Yeah.
you just do whatever the fuck you want, really. But, like, all those songs that have, like, dances to them.
Eagle Rock,
they didn't play, like, so apparently the bride had something...
Dance to that?
yeah, it's not a good one.
The bride has something against Eagle Rock, so she removed that from the playlist.
Okay, good.
So that wasn't there. But, like, it's the Nutbush, it's the Macarena, it's the Time Warp.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what the dance to Eagle Rock is?
No.
You
I didn't even know what the Nutcracker
You drop your
is.
pants and walk around like an eagle.
That's
what it
fucking
is.
dumb.
Yeah.
You see a bunch of people, like, if you ever went to the Roman races, you would have known that. Because they do it
fucking
every
glad.
Because
5 minutes.
that's why she removed it, because there were so many guys that she was like, I know every single one of them will do it. So she
Yeah.
didn't want a bunch of pantsless men running around her wedding.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough.
Fair enough. Fuck.
I would
dumb.
Yeah, so like those were always, they're always towards the end of the night, and they're always when you're tired and drunk, and so the song starts, you think it's a great idea, then you realise the song's like 3.5, 4 minutes long, and you're doing the same dance move, and all it is the same dance move, and then you spin, and then the same dance move, and then you spin, and the same dance move, and then you spin, and you just keep doing it.
It reminds me of Party Rock Anthem.
Oh, God.
I remembered that. I'll tell the story later, but I remembered that and I played that this week.
Yeah, it was that part was a nightmare, and then like, but there were some really cool moments. The reception area was like on a terrace, so there was like a brick like decking area kind of thing out that was overlooking the Brisbane River, and what they did was they had a dance floor in the reception area, but the bride and groom had their first dance out on the terrace, and as the music hit, they hit fireworks, and there was like a big sparkler display, like those ones that swear, and it looked amazing, and it was timed with the music perfectly. And it was just like one of those moments where you're like, "Aw, romance isn't dead! Yay!"
I wish I had that much money.
Yay! There's the package that we're looking at has fireworks in it, and we were like, But also, we want to do some unique stuff, so we'll see. But that was a really cool moment. It was fun to just have drinks with some mates, with the wedding. Hotel room was nice. Had a lot of beer. Had a lot of wine. Food was pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
Food was actually really good, actually.
That's good. It's
Yeah.
like, that never happens.
The entree was like quail
Oh.
with like a little bit of like a
That's real white.
it was like a curried quail with like a little bit of potato. And then the main course was like
It's really white.
and then the main course I had was like Angus steak, like a sirloin steak.
Fuck.
With like some mashed potatoes and some other stuff, and
Love that.
I was so happy with because like obviously they just do like a big batch and then serve it out, and my steak was cooked to perfection, so I was really happy, and I was just like, yeah, buddy. But by that point, like, I finished it and had so much beer, so much food, the dessert thing came out, and someone asked me like, which one do you want, chocolate or caramel? And I was like, neither. Like, I don't want any more food. I'm so done.
And then the people who host the event is like, that's where we get our money from.
Pretty much. Like, you paid for this shit and we didn't even use it.
But this is a waste of money because they've cooked it all. Or is it all pre-cooked and then it comes out? Or?
Well, no. Like, they make it, like, fresh that night.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, like, if they don't use it, then they don't use it, but you've already paid for it.
Yeah.
So it's not a thing of, like, So, like, you've already paid for this meal, we're going to make it and we're going to put it out there. Regardless of whether you eat it or not, we get the money. And there was a funny moment because the wedding cake had been, like, frozen to try and keep it preserved for whatever. So when they went to go cut the cake, the bride was going to be the one who like actually cut it, and he was just going to put his hand on, but she tried to cut it and couldn't because it was just too tough. So he had to take over and like force it down, and you just heard like, "Oh, it's frozen." Kunk, kunk. I'm like, "Oh, good, cake's done." But other than that, I had like a really uneventful week. I didn't do much else other than work. So yeah, what about you, Nathaniel?
Oh.
What was your party rock anthem thing about?
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Yeah.
I was gonna get to that, but basically I was camping and everyone was just like, well, we were listening to music and everyone was getting a little drunky, and then someone brought up like school and discos or something, and then I was just like, party rock anthem. Someone also brought up 2010, and I was like, holy shit.
Just the year?
Yeah. And I was like, man,
2010, that was a year.
2010, that was the year of the party rock. And I was just like, hey guys, party rock is in the house tonight. And then we put it on.
I have a traumatizing event with party rock anthem.
That's terrifying. It's such a sad thing to hear.
It's not that bad, but
I have
like
a traumatizing event with
it involves science.
red food.
It involves okay, I gotta hear this. What the hell?
We had to do a biology experiment, and one of them's on the heart rate. We were like, let's do, does music affect the heart rate?
Yeah.
We feel like we can actually do that, and so we chose, based on volume, so we chose, we all like party rock anthem. It's a 5-minute long song. And so we played it over and over again on different settings, and then it was progressively louder and louder, and it was for the full song, and yeah, that full 5-minute long song. And we did it for 3 of us. It was me, my cousin, and Zach. So we're just like listening to it over and over and over again. We're just like, oh my god, I never want to hear this song ever again.
That's so rough.
Hands up.
You did do that to yourself, though.
I know. We're like, will we hate the song by then?
That song is a curse.
Well, maybe, but like,
It's like you did like 2 experiments at once and you didn't even notice it. You're like, how many times does it take to play a song before you fucking hate it? Also, does it affect your heart rate?
Turns out only twice.
Yeah.
Only twice. With that song, the first time you hear that song, you're like, "Oh, that's really good," and then
It's
you
a
listen
banging
to
song.
it. Then you listen to it a couple other times, and then you just sort of like, people won't stop playing this song.
See, it came out just as I was like at the age of clubbing.
Yeah.
So it was always the song.
wow.
It was always the song that hit like at the peak of the night when everyone's drunkest and happiest.
Yeah.
That's when the DJ would hit Party Rock Anthem. You're like, yeah! And it was all downhill from there.
oh,
That's exactly how that would work.
Alright, party rock anthem's over. Give me some absinthe.
Yeah, because that's basically how it went. You're like, line them up, stack them down. Because it was Party Rock Anthem, and then immediately after that, that's when every DJ in Toowoomba decided it was dubstep time.
Skrilla!
Yeah, and you're just like, ah, it hurts.
Bangarang.
Yeah, yep, bangarang.
spoilers? Bangarang is in Deadpool 2.
Oh, of course it is.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Bangarang. At the end of Bangarang, the ice cream guy's there again. You guys all saw the music video.
Does
to
Stan
that.
Lee have his cameos in Deadpool?
Sorry?
Does Stan Lee have his cameos in Deadpool?
In the first Deadpool, yes. In the second one, his body is not there, but his face is.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
He was in the trailer. That was good.
Deadpool 2. Where?
In like one of the very first ones they released. He was doing something, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, Stan Lee!" Because every time Stan Lee shows up, everyone's like, "Ah, he's an old man."
Look at these old men doing a thing.
I can't remember what happens, but something to do with a payphone. It was so.
Oh no, that was a short film that came out ages ago.
Okay.
That was the one where that was a good short. It's the one where someone's getting mugged, and he goes into a phone booth to get changed, and in one cut it's the Superman theme song, and then he jumps out, and then Stanley's like, "I like your costume," and then Deadpool, "Stop it, Stanley!" and then runs to the mugger, and then by the time he gets there, the mugger's dead. They make a joke about, "Oh, if I was Wolverine, this wouldn't have taken us long, because what has he got to do? Just put on a tank top?" It's a really good short.
Okay.
It was, instead of a post-credit, it was a pre-movie short for Logan. Because having that after Logan would have been really weird.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
Basically, my week was went to work for the first 4 days of the week, and then I had Friday off.
Just cause or just for the thing?
Friday was a...
What was Friday? I saw
I'll explain.
nightmares.
I heard.
Snaps.
I heard.
It was rough.
I thought we were going camping that day, but then I realised it was Friday.
It was like, it started off and it was terrible, and the day went for so long. At the end, it wasn't bad, because, I mean, I like that shit, but basically I went to a fashion show with Nina.
Mm-hmm.
I got put up in makeup and shit. It was pretty cool. The makeup artist who was doing my makeup was originally told to like do like a black strip, and I was like, oh sick, superhero mask. I was like, fuck yeah. But then she ended up like doing weird shit with my eyes, and I was just like, I look like I am a drag queen.
Yeah.
And then they did my hair up, and I looked like a fucking... I don't know, I really liked the hair. It reminded me of something I'd seen, maybe something like Zero Dawn.
Horizon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was just like, basically my hair was like up this way, and I had feathers through it.
Oh, cool.
Really
Cultural
cool.
appropriation.
My culture is not your goddamn hair. But
Whose culture? Birds? Like, what the fuck are we... They're feathers!
Native Americans do all that shit.
As someone of a different culture, like, at a certain point...
Speaking of that meme, that reminds me of, like, there was two people that went to prom together, and their whole outfits were just Pokemon cards. And someone with the Ash Ketchum Twitter tag said, my culture is not your goddamn prom dress.
I saw the other one where someone wore a dress that was like all those like weed leaves and Snoop Dogg. Your culture is not your prom dress. I was like, that's perfect.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we went to a fashion show. The night before, we had pizza, and I gave my card to Nina, and she forgot it at home when we went all the way to Bar, which is up past the Gold Coast.
You should get Google Pay.
I could have gotten money out with
Cardless cash.
Cardless cash with
Yeah.
Bank, but we just didn't have the time.
Mm.
Also, we thought. Turned up, we got there an hour earlier than we had to. We left at 5 in the morning. I was very, very tired. And then I just sat there most of the time because I found out that the only reason they really had me there was because Nina asked if her partner could join, or like if her partner could be there. And then they're like, oh yeah, we can have him. And then I modelled 2 things, and I was like, this is really boring. I just sat there all day.
Yeah.
But the photos were nice. I enjoyed that because I really enjoy doing that sort of stuff. And the runway was really nice. And Nina looks really good in all the things that she modelled as well. So
Cool.
there's a bunch of people, like people of all ages were there. There's like this really old Indigenous woman that knew everybody. So she'd obviously like been modelling around that area for a while. And there was also a girl that went to like Dr. Gym there or something. But basically, I'm just sitting there in this room, and throughout the day I'd be on Instagram, and Nina would come over to me and just be like, "Who's that on your Instagram?" And I'd be like, "I don't know, just some girl I'm following. I don't know who she is. I just followed her one day, and well, now she's posted this picture." But basically, I was so confused, and I asked her about it later, but I was so confused as to why she was worried about what was on my Instagram when there was like naked women walking around us. Because it's a modelling thing. So girls are just like, I need to get changed.
Yeah. You got to do quick changes. You got to get in and out of the costumes. Yeah, when I'm working in theatre for a few years, like at the end of the day, you get completely desensitized to it.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't matter. I'm not here for any of that.
Yeah,
You got to do a job. I got to do a job. Get changed. Like if you got 30 seconds to be in a totally different costume on the other side of stage, I don't care if you do it right in front of me. Just get it fucking done because we need to be on stage in like. Now, what the fuck are you doing? Get changed. Like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. You get like 0 problems with it. Everyone's comfortable. It's just like, this is the way the world should operate.
Everyone is sort of just too busy anyway to even be like, oh yeah, that's what that is. I was mostly just like, oh yeah, that's cool. And I was just like, on my phone. But I always faced my phone away, so I was like clear that I wasn't.
Yeah, like face pointed at the ground.
Like, I'm not fucking.
Yeah, no.
nothing
like
that's
it's
gonna happen.
yeah. Like I feel like the world would be a better place if it operated similar to backstage at a theatre show.
Yeah.
Of just like no one cares whether you're male, female, whatever. Like just get your shit done, and I don't care.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
No, it was a really good experience.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
And like the show was actually really big. It was like $50 a ticket, and it was sold out. Like 200 people were there.
That's pretty cool.
It was awesome. I thought because I was walking around throughout the day. I had to like walk up the street to go get my hair done, and walk back, and I had full face of makeup, and I looked like a tranny.
Easy.
But basically, I was like, is there a bathroom around? They're like, oh, you have to go to the bathrooms and the public toilets. I was like, oh, okay. And I started walking. They're like, are you sure you want to go alone? They're like, they were afraid that some dude was just going to see me and bash me. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's really sad.
Yeah, it is really sad. Yeah.
But I just went anyway.
I mean, you're a big guy. You can take it.
Well, I mean, like, it's public.
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't think anyone would do that anyway. Like, especially in the light of day.
Yeah.
It was down.
It's sad that someone had to
say that.
Had to be like, hey, just watch yourself. Yeah. Like, come on, guys. Like, seriously.
It's really sad.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't me being a guy. I didn't realize that was a thing that like some women have to like they use their keys in like the Wolverine position to like just when they walk home at night. I'm like, oh, I've never had to worry about this. I've been like scared of the dark for like weird reasons, not because like I could legitimately get kidnapped or
not just women either. Like, and me as a person who grew up in Toowoomba, like, not being white, I used to hold my keys in that position too. Like walking, like when I was at university late, knowing the area that my university was in, like when I was walking to my car, keys between the fingers just in case. Yeah. Because like if they come from nowhere and I swing a punch, like I want to make sure he's down.
Yeah.
So I can do stuff. It's world is weird. I feel like it's getting better, but it's also getting worse.
The same as it's ever been. Through all history, everyone's fucked.
Yeah. But like,
everyone's always fucked.
Everyone's always fucked. But like, there are issues now because like
we live in a society.
Yeah, we live in a society. No, but like now it's like I feel like everyone is getting better, but also it's getting worse because like everyone is getting more accepting on the whole. But also the internet exists, so now we see the bad shit way more often. Yeah. Like, the stuff that you thought was hidden is suddenly very public, and you're like, oh, fuck, there are still so many things wrong with the world.
Yeah.
But it's roof. How was the camping trip, though?
Yeah, it was good.
Let's segue that. That sounds like fun.
It was really good because it's probably...
Where'd you go?
We just went up to Cooching Creek, which is just up about... It's near Biawa, I think.
Oh, okay.
But... Basically,
zero context for anyone who doesn't live in Brisbane.
If you've ever gone up to the sunny coast and then there's that exit that just looks like forest.
Oh yeah. Petrie,
you go up,
Chester.
Yeah, you go up there and then you turn right and then you go along there for a little bit. It's like right there.
Okay, cool.
It was really beautiful. You could see all the stars. It was really cool.
Oh, that's always nice.
And if you walk to the creek at night, you can see the reflection of the stars in the creek.
Oh,
and that was really pretty.
That's real fancy.
That is real pretty. Yeah.
And then...
That is the one thing about Roma that I like, is that when I've gone out there, you're like, holy shit, stars!
Yeah, the stars.
I like them, and I don't think I've ever noticed, like, stars in the water.
Yeah, that's something I haven't seen.
If you ever go to, like, a dam or, like, a flat body of water at night, it's just stars straight. Like, our dam out at home does it in Roma.
That's really cool.
But yeah, this creek, you walk down steps. Like, you just walked through, like, a little foresty area away from the camping grounds, down steps where people go fishing, and it was just like right near the water, moon, stars, everything. It was really pretty, and you could hear the fish swimming out of the water and jumping and stuff.
That's really pleasant.
They didn't have bins there, which I was very surprised about.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
I guess they
want
might
people to take
your rubbish with you. That does happen at certain campsites.
As we were driving out, we just saw like this pile of rubbish people just left. And we're like, well, I wish there were fucking bins here.
I realised...
I just went to the server up the road. There's big bins there. So
yeah.
that's what we
I realised, for us in Queensland here, I totally forgot that it was a thing, but like starting July 1, those plastic bags go bye-bye in supermarkets.
You have to start...
I didn't realise it was so close. I thought that we were going to take
now every shop is Aldi.
Yeah, well, yeah,
it's just
pretty
an
much.
Aldi takeover. It's not the law. Aldi's just
taking over. But yeah, like no more plastic bags. It'll be...
Is it straight up no plastic bags?
Yeah.
You are allowed the plastic bags to put your apples and stuff in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But no.
Okay.
The disposable grey plastic bags. I wasn't
sure if they were getting rid of them or like they were going to start like super taxing them, or you pay for them.
There are other I'm not sure how it's going to affect other sort of retailers because I don't know how JB Hi-Fi, those kind of plastic bags. I think they're okay because I think it's like a certain thickness.
I think it'll have to be like a biodegradable sort of deal.
Yeah, or there's a certain thickness of plastic that they're going to allow because those are reusable to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact details of it, but all I know is that essentially supermarkets will not have plastic bags.
Yeah.
It'll be either the calico ones, or your Aldi bags, which would be really funny because I think for a while what's going to happen is you're going to see a bunch of people shopping in Coles and Woolworths with Aldi bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're just gonna have to that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Or just have the trolley and take it to the car. I mean, that's what I do with Aldi.
Well, Aldi has that big bench that they usually have behind the
Yeah.
counters where you can pack your own bag before you bag.
That's gonna be really awkward.
Well,
for people going
this will
over.
essentially mean that I'm just going to shop at Aldi more often because I have Aldi bags. I don't have any other I got a few canvas bags, but I've got enough Aldi bags that I can do a shop at Aldi, and that'll force me to do that, which means it'll force me to save money.
Yeah.
Yay!
Don't you just love being forced into that?
Yeah, I know, right? Also, Aldi, would you sponsor us, please?
Sponsor us.
We have a connection to Aldi.
We do. He was on the news because of Aldi.
What?
Did you remember
Why?
that? Basically, it was okay. So there was that news story that was going around how Aldi was paying their employees ridiculous amounts of money for their jobs.
Like a good amount.
Oh yeah.
Like Dean's on a really decent salary, just as
Yeah.
Aldi treats its workers pretty well.
And they were recently doing, what was it, $80,000 area manager, $80K a year or something.
It was
area
$100K, I'm pretty sure.
$100K job for an area manager. You didn't need any experience, just apply.
I wish I'd have known about this.
And then, I mean, obviously there were very few vacancies, but they would have, because they did that, everyone spread the word, and all of these people with really good, skills would have gone to Aldi, and then they would have been yeah, and they just would have had their pick.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had to.
And then they could have hired an area manager with the explicit idea of we're hiring you here for $100K a year, but in 12 months' time we need your specific skill set for another reason.
Yeah.
So we're getting you here now, and then we'll bump you up later. It was really good. And from what I know from people I know who work at Aldi, as well as just the stories that come out, apparently they treat their workers very well. Pay is really good. I mean, the first thing I ever noticed about an Aldi was their cashiers get to sit down.
Yes, when I
Holy
went to
shit.
an Aldi, I'm like, what? Yeah, no.
That's so much better. I feel so sorry for the poor people at Woolies who have to stand.
It's so stupid.
I see that and I'm like, man, you should just have a high chair.
Yeah.
It's not like you've got to walk around all the time. You just turn, you rotate. Just give them a fucking chair.
That's stupid. Anything else?
Been doing really good at my job. Been learning heaps. Been
That's
great.
good.
Play more God of War. I was just given Destiny 2 on the PC, so I might play some of that later.
Oh shit, yeah.
Because Reese is I want someone to play with me, so he bought it for me. Oh, okay, so this is how bad Destiny...
When did he buy it?
Just before. Not long ago. But do you know why he bought it?
Why?
Because this is how bad Destiny 2 is. It's in the Humble Bundle.
Oh yes, no, I saw that. They put it in the Humble Bundle before the last expansion dropped because they just want people to buy the game. Because the thing is, Destiny 2 is actually really good. It's just that they have no content.
Yeah.
No good content after it.
They can't compete at the moment either because there's games like Fortnite that take up everyone's time and it's just the same shit over and over again. And then they're like, oh, here's Thanos, everybody! And then everyone's like, holy shit!
That was fun.
So yeah, it's really hard to, even PUBG, the original Battle Royale, is having
Not
such...
the original, but yeah.
Well,
It's the first big...
First big one.
that...
It's having so much trouble.
Yeah.
Because
you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And it's not on PS4.
Yeah. So Fortnite's just
Whereas Fortnite's on PS4 and PC.
Yeah.
And mobile, all for
And
free.
you can cross-platform and everything.
PUBG will always... I
like PUBG better.
I liken it, and I think a lot of people liken it to the split for Dota and League. There is a smaller audience for Dota and a smaller audience for PUBG, but they are very dedicated and they will stick with it. The
Then there's
The
League.
audience for League is huge. It's fucking astronomical. It's like 100 million players or something like that. It's dumb. But they themselves are actually running into problems because they exploded and suddenly their base is starting to dwindle. And they're starting to actually have problems getting money out of them. And it's heaps of players because it's a free game. But their monetization is starting to not work.
Because people have bought everything that there is to buy.
Yeah, and also like there's a certain point where that Skinner box stops working. Where you're just like, I've bought everything twice now, and there's no more variance. And
that's interesting.
And like Fortnite's the same thing. I think it's like it's exploded, and it's like got this huge player base, and it's mostly children. But for the most part, it will eventually dwindle. In fact, even Dota itself, it's looking like because the international's coming up, the big Dota tournament, and they've put out their battle pass, which is how they get money for the prize pool. And it's looking like this might be the first year where they go back a step. So every year they've made more money than the last.
Oh, yeah.
And this might be the first year where they either plateau or or make less money than the previous year. And everyone's like, that might be a nail in the coffin for these kind of games. We'll see, because like there's always the chance of
There's a difference between like there's growth, but then there's like stability.
Yeah.
Heroes of the Storm is still going alright though. I really
Surprisingly,
like.
that's the one I've heard like nothing about.
I love
That's
Heroes of the
Blizzard.
Storm. It's
Here's
the
the
like,
storm. Yeah.
it's the only one that I've actually been able to stick to and play. I think it's because
It's the simplified one.
yeah, it's
Blizzard-fied.
simplified. It's
Blizzard-fied,
faster. The characters I know, and I can jump into this game and still maybe win, even though I'm not as good.
If you like it, if you like simple and characters, you'll love the DC MOBA that came out.
Oh my god!
Infinite Crisis.
But no, the Battle Royale...
I don't even know if it's still
I
live.
know, it's
No,
just
probably
after,
not. All the
DC
MOBAs died.
Universe, I can't. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
I mean, like that was like a really interesting concept. DC Universe was like, oh yeah, it's good, but it came out after Champions Online, and Champions Online was in its day amazing. They fucked it up later on.
I
but
feel
it was
most of the
amazing.
Champions crowd did go to DC Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Perfect World bought Champions Online and they're like, let's make this worse. I was so like they had 3 big areas for everyone to go to, and then they were just like, let's take out 2 and then make them for instances instead, but they're smaller,
Oh, man.
and so you can only be in the city now, and then everyone's in this packed area, and every time you try to do a mission, it was just like, he's already dead.
The thing with Fortnite is I think that meme might die soon, because there are so many people that like there are celebrities and older people who are like, I'm into Fortnite, and I'm just wondering how many it takes before the Joker's dead.
What joke? Like
It started off.
Fortnite being popular.
It started
Oh.
off
Like the
with
whole
like
thing.
who was it? Drake went and played like a game of Fortnite.
It was
Yeah.
but Fortnite took off before that.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that.
But yeah, that was the big one, but before that, it's a lot of NHL like hockey players, baseball players, and NFL players. They all played in their spare time, and actually, I think it was I can't remember which one it was, but one of those sports leagues has come out and said like, we have a problem. Our players are playing Fortnite more than they're coaching and training, and this is a problem.
Jesus.
It's the same thing that's been happening in classrooms. Like,
Yeah.
teachers are having to like literally ban and take away phones because all kids are playing Fortnite.
Yeah, it's a problem, and like they'll have to figure it out. But I feel like eventually because it's a fad. It's a fad like everything else. It will taper off and then eventually stop.
Yeah.
It'll
I think as soon as the other, like the bigger games start coming
Battlefield
out,
5
yeah,
and
they start
Black
coming
Ops,
out, and
yeah.
if they do a decent job, everyone's just gonna forget about Fortnite.
I don't know about forget about it.
yeah.
I think it'll still be like it'll hover around like a decent player level, but I think the fervor and the like I gotta play it every 10 seconds, like it'll Minecraft itself. It'll turn into like just a thing that continually exists, and everyone's like, oh yeah, remember Fortnite? Like that'll be what it'll be.
Everyone's like the
GTA.
biggest sale point for that game. Every time I hear about it is, oh, it's free. You can get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's pretty
It's
much
got its own little tag on the PSN store now.
yeah.
Like, it's like all these other levels of games, like, you've got your categories and it's Fortnite.
Yeah.
I was like, are you fucking
Some games
serious?
do that when they're popular, like when new game comes out, like, here's like the Battlefront 2 tag, just to like, you can get your DLC and microtransactions.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's,
That'll be one of the things looking into E3 is how many games jam in a battle royale mode.
We'll see.
It'll be fun. What about you, Keena? What have you been up to?
Not much. I always say that, but I actually haven't done stuff. There was a free trial of Rainbow Six Siege. I've been playing single player. That game's real hard. It's just missions, and I can't get past the third one, which is like a plant the D bomber and survive. I'm like, oh, this is really hard because you die in like 3 hits. Yeah, which everyone's always said I want out of a video game when it's actually given to you, and you can't get health back.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. It's not fun.
Everything else about that game.
It's a bad game mechanic.
Oh, I don't think it's bad. It's just
like the thing is though, like with those. People always say, like, I want more realistic video games. It's like, if you had a realistic video game, it would fucking suck.
Yeah.
Because the reason video games are fun most of the time is because you can do things in a video game you can't do in real life.
Yeah.
Whereas if you got shot in the leg and it was realistic, you'd just drop and you'd be done.
Yeah.
Like, you'd just be like, imagine a Call of Duty game where someone shoots you in the leg and your character just hits the ground and starts screaming. Fun! Like, yay!
People want that on the other end, which is why Red Dead and GTA are great.
Yeah.
And you shoot them and they're like, fuck!
Yeah.
Thank you, your forward engine. But,
I think the closest thing we'll ever have to a realistic game is, like, GTA Online so far.
Even then, that's not realistic.
It's not really that
No, I think Rainbow Six Siege is pretty good with the whole, like, simulation of actual, like SWAT team coming into a building. It's pretty good at that. Of like, man, you've got to plan your shit. You've got to take it out. If you don't go in at the right time and you're in the wrong place, you just get done. Yeah. Like, that's probably the closest we're gonna get.
It does what's the word? Encourage communication.
Yeah.
You know how all those E3 press conferences like, Delta, go over here and to 9.5 and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blomsky out. Like. That game actually kind of encourages that because it is so hard and frustrating. People like, okay, we need to communicate.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just when it's in E3, it's scripted and it sounds awful.
It's so bad.
But so like bad. When you actually
reckon bully hunters will come back at E3.
Who?
Did you hear about that? People were like marketing themselves to be able to like join CS:GO matches and bully people who bully other people online. And like it was like a paid for service. You would pay these people to join games so that they could like kill people who were fucking trolling you. But then you could literally just be like, oh, I hate this one guy. Could you please like you could still bully people with that.
You could bully people with it. Like it's not that's such a
this guy called me.
That's such a ridiculous like snake eating its own tail type thing of like.
They were like a thing, and it was so cheesy, and it became a meme for like a week, and by the end of the week, they had closed down.
Good. Fuck those people.
The Rainbow Six is fun. Also, what else did I do? I watched Deadpool 2. It's a movie. It's
a movie.
It's a movie. You can, as soon as that movie starts, you can smell the budget on it, like the bigger budget on it.
Okay.
Because like the first one was made for fucking nothing.
Oh yeah.
And you could tell that
because it was more of a passion project for Ryan Reynolds, really.
And he took a pay cut for that, and then like even just about they'll start filming, and they got their budget cut again, which is why. At the end of the movie, you know how they bring the gun bag, but they leave it in the car. That was meant to be an all-out like proper shootout, but that budget, so that's why the guns were left in the car, and it's just a normal punch-up sort of thing.
Right.
What else was there? Yeah, this like as soon as it opens, you're like, oh, you guys have a big budget now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. Spoilers for what the actual plot is because the trailers don't give it away.
Mm-hmm.
It's the exact same plot of Days of Future Past.
I did see a thing somewhere saying that, like, the director was doing an interview and said that, like, Deadpool 2 fixes something.
Yeah.
Like, it does something for one of the
other
other
X-Men. It doesn't fix the timeline, but it does do some stuff.
Yeah, that, like, it does something for one of the other X-Men movies and, like, rectifies something or changes something. Like, okay, cool. Days of Future Past, right? Should I see that before?
Oh no, it doesn't. Days of Future Past does it properly, but then they immediately fuck it up afterwards. Whereas
with Apocalypse,
yeah,
okay,
and even Deadpool, it's just like they're like, oh, let's fix the timeline, but nothing gets really fixed.
Right.
Yeah, no, this isn't like fixing the timeline. Like the fix is a joke. It's cathartic, but yeah, it's not serious. It doesn't change the canon. because that movie, the movie that they fix is fucked out of existence because of Days of Future Past. So it doesn't matter anyway.
Oh, so they fixed The Last Stand, do they?
No, the other bad one.
X-Men 2?
That's not too good.
X-Men Origins?
Yes.
Alright, so they fixed X-Men Origins.
Which was already fixed in Days of Future Past.
Yeah, because of Days of Future Past, yeah. But still.
Yeah.
X-Men Origins, alright, they fixed that. That's great. That's great!
But, no, it's a plot of Days of Future Past in terms of guy comes back from the future to stop a guy from making his first kill and becoming the evil guy who fucks the world up.
Weird.
Where in Days of Future Past, it's pretty much stop Mystique from murdering this, Tyrion Lannister, and then
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I was talking to you before about it, how like I didn't watch the first Deadpool movie for like a year after it came out, and when I watched it, I really enjoyed it. So I'll wait until I can find the time, and then I'll watch it, and I'm sure it'll be good. I'll sure be like, yeah, this is fun.
It's got some fun cameos. Not gonna spoil them. It's got Terry Crews in it, who was in the trailer. He's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's Domino's really good. She character.
Yeah.
They like there's this whole like dialogue where it's just like, what is luck? Like luck's not even a superpower. You can't make that cinematically cool. And while Deadpool's saying that, she's making luck look cinematically cool.
Okay.
Cable's good a little bit, one note, but
Okay.
you Josh Brolin.
I was just Brolin Cable.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I don't keep up a lot with those kind of things anymore. So
Okay.
why is so he's Cable and Thanos?
And Thanos. And the MIB. He's a young
K. Yeah, I knew that.
Young Agent K and Josh Brolin. And no,
Josh Brolin. Yes.
Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
And he.
I loved his performance in Men in Black 3.
So did I.
I thought he was spot on, like a younger version of Agent K.
Yeah,
I thought it was
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Josh Brolin is a younger Tommy Lee Jones. Like he looks the part. He's got the perfect voice for it. Like his voice is very different to what it is in, but he nails the voice acting to get it sounds like Tommy Lee Jones coming out of his mouth. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And
That
he's
movie was
great.
way better than what I thought it was.
It was way better than it had any right to be.
Yeah.
Because I love Men in Black, and I actually like the sequel as well. I think Men in Black 2 is fine.
Yeah.
And when they said they were making a third, I was like, yay!
I thought like, oh no.
I was like, I really want to see another one of these.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. It's got a weird ending.
I don't even remember.
Well, you know how they always do that post, like that stinger at the end that like...
Oh, yeah.
Like in the first one, how he
Yeah.
like kicks the... No, in the first one, it's like the... You zoom... They keep doing the zoom out from the galaxy and like...
Yeah.
So they zoom out from the galaxy on Orion's belt,
Yeah.
which is like a marble. And they zoom out to our galaxy and you keep zooming out further and further and further, and then our galaxy's a marble,
Yeah.
and there's these giant aliens playing marbles with our galaxy, and it's like a big revelation as to what's going on. And then the second one, there's these little aliens that are like they live in a train station locker, and they think that's their world, like that's the world, is this the locker. And at the end of the movie, they're like, you need to let them out, like, let them see the world is bigger. And Agent K's like, you have no idea. And he kicks open this door, and it's like a locker, and it's like our world is in a locker. And you're like, oh, shit. And they do these big revelations at the end. And they did one at the end of 3, and it was kind of weird.
I don't remember what it was.
Because it was you know how there's the unicorn in that?
I remember nothing of that movie except enjoying
There's an alien they call a unicorn, which can like predict the future and see all possible outcomes.
Okay, sounds like that movie.
And yeah, he's essentially just like, oh, I hope this is the universe where, like, they're at the bar, the diner thing, and Kay doesn't leave a tip, and he's like, oh no, this is the universe where he doesn't leave a tip, and like you see like a meteor coming in. And
then he comes back.
And then he comes back and leaves the tip, and then like a whole bunch of shit happens, and like the meteor moves, and he's like, "Whew, that was close," and that was it. And I was like, "Oh, that's not as fun as the other two. The other two were like weird, and you're like, oh man." But that one was just like he predicted an outcome, and you saw the chain reaction though.
Yeah.
Like from him leaving the thing, like leaving the tip, there was a chain reaction of events that caused it. But I loved that movie. I loved how they explained why Men in Black 1 happens in that movie.
Okay.
It's awesome. Yeah, I think it was really good because what they did was they played to fan service of like, hey, you remember Men in Black? It's all cool again, and like, fun. Then they made a new story. They found a way to work around the fact that Tommy Lee Jones is quite a bit older, so can't do the action-y stuff. And then what they did was they took the first movie, grabbed an element from it, tied it together, and made it like a closed circle. It's like, okay, cool. That story is over. I think they want to do another one.
They've been wanting to do another one for ages. There was one point where the next 21 Jump Street was going to be a Men in Black crossover, which I would still like to see.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would still be fun because it's still just cops, but with aliens now.
Yeah, but it was yeah, I think they did really well because if they want to do another Men in Black, it gives them the ability to just be like, cool, new characters, new actors, new everything.
Yeah.
Because they definitely like closed off that storyline in a complete full circle, and I was like, yeah, this is nice. It's still not as good as the first one. I think nothing will ever beat that one because it's just amazing, but it was fun enough.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
So Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin's great.
Pretty good actor.
He's really good.
I hope he goes places. He's only going to be in like two of the top grossing movies of all time this year. So.
Yeah.
And he gets a sequel.
Yeah, we already know that like his future is already set in stone.
Yeah. And
set in Infinity Stones.
Speaking of superheroes, I also watched Arrow and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ended their seasons.
And do their seasons or do they end?
Their seasons.
Okay.
S.H.I.E.L.D. almost... They wrote the S.H.I.E.L.D. finale like it could be the show's finale, because they weren't renewed until like 2 days before the episode aired. Right. So they definitely didn't know. They're like, fuck. And then they got renewed for like 13 more episodes instead of the normal 22.
Okay.
That show...
Did we talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine last week?
No, we didn't, but...
We can. This week.
Yeah, it just renewed and then... It died and then got renewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, as soon
I think
as
it was funny how that happened at like pretty much the same day as Rick and Morty got renewed as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was just sort of like, what kind of world are we living in?
Yeah, Rick and Morty's renewal was like 70 more episodes, and I checked to see if that was like exaggeration, but like it wasn't.
Yeah.
It is legit.
It makes money. And
it's 70 episodes.
I will still go and watch that. I mean, like, even after the last season and how much...
70 episodes is 7 more seasons.
Yeah.
Like, essentially, because there's about 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take to a season, so...
Yeah.
That makes sense, that keeps in line with the theory, but even though they would make it 10 seasons instead of... Well, make 9 more seasons.
Yeah.
Of the, we're gonna do it, Morty, we're gonna keep going. 9 seasons, Morty. Yeah. It keeps it in line with that.
Yeah. The thing with what do we want to talk about? I'll wrap up my S.H.I.E.L.D. point.
Yeah.
The thing about S.H.I.E.L.D., I like this show. I cannot recommend it to anyone.
Why not?
It is so... The first season is not good until the Winter Soldier Hydra revelation happens.
Okay.
It's just characters just like, oh, we're just S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, and then after that there is no S.H.I.E.L.D. because that's what happened in the movie. But then they slowly pick up, and then they do an Inhumans arc, which is interesting, but not...
Didn't they can Inhumans as well?
Yeah, which is good. They officially did Inhumans, the show that never should have been made. It's not good.
Okay.
It's just not good.
I don't keep up with Marvel television shows because I'm not a TV person anymore.
Fair enough. I watched all 8 episodes. They were all fucking awful. It just because it was a partnership with IMAX. They pretty much just let IMAX fund it. Marvel should have been putting more of their money in it, and they didn't. So it just made for nothing.
Yeah, they're making bank on them movies.
Yeah. And the other thing about S.H.I.E.L.D. is just like it takes. And not until the 4th season where it gets legitimately good, and I can't recommend. I'll just wait till season 4.
Yeah, that's hard. Okay, I understand now. Yeah.
And I'm even the same with Arrow. Like 2 of the seasons are bad. Like 3 and 4 are bad.
I will say I watched the first 2 seasons of Arrow, and I really enjoyed those.
Those first 2 seasons are great. The first one's a little bit rocky until Stephen Amell figures out how to act. And then once he does figure out how to act,
he is a little bit bland, but he does take some time. But
once he does do it,
it's not. I don't think it's him learning how to act. I think it's more that he finally figures out the style. Because the thing with Arrow that I liked is it's very campy.
It's like serious and campy.
Yeah, but like everything is stupid over the top, and I think he just needed to figure out how to act in that style.
Yeah.
And once he does, it works.
Yeah. Season 2 of Arrow is probably one of my favorite seasons of television. It's not fucking Sopranos or anything good, but it's like so full comic book references. It gets you hyped. It's like episode 8 and 9 of that season is where they introduce Barry to set up the Flash.
Yeah.
Those 2 episodes are great, and then at the final second of it, they introduce Deathstroke's in the present.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, he survives the island. How does that happen?
Yeah.
And then the finale is the simultaneous flashback fight, and then the fight in the present of Oliver and Deathstroke fighting. It was beautiful.
It's really well done.
It's fucking brilliant, and yeah, at the very least, watch seasons 1 and 2 of Arrow. After that, if you want to stay there, stay there. If you don't,
oh, there's some good stuff in the later seasons. I've seen a couple more of those.
Yeah.
Like it does a lot. It does what CW shows do, which is it finds a stride.
Yeah.
It finds its pattern, and then it just sticks with it, and they just make the season after. Like, it does exactly what God. I feel like I bitch about this so much for a show I love so much, but Supernatural, it does what it does.
Yeah.
It found its stride, and as soon as it found it, it just copies it. Copy and paste every season. Because it makes money.
Yeah. The
The
interesting
first season of Supernatural was like the best.
It's fucking incredible. Actually, Supernatural, the first 5 seasons are all good. They're all really good because they all have something interesting, they have an arc flowing, and they're all related. You don't realise it until the 3rd and 4th season that the rest of them are all related to, like, they all tie in together.
Yeah. Neither did the writers until the 3rd or 4th season.
No, that's Kripke. Kripke always wanted it to be a 5-season show.
Okay.
That was his plan. He was plan. He had a plan for the creator had a plan for the show. He didn't quite have like all the individual pieces plotted out, but his plan was 5 seasons. If this thing works out, we do 5 seasons, and this is kind of the arc I want to go along. So that's why the first 5 are so good, because they are one coherent story with one creator and one writer who was like, I mean, they're
one group of writers under a good leader.
Yes, exactly. Like every show had a different writer, but he was the driving force behind it, so he had everything planned out. And that's why everything in those seasons makes sense. Like, it all ties in together, it all works. The second he leaves at the end of season 5, and that's when everything falls apart.
Yeah.
And that's when the 6th season is the 7th season's the 8th season's better. The 9th was okay, but that was when I noticed, like, oh, you're just doing the same thing every season. Like, this is the 4th season in a row where you killed the bad guy from the last season, you've introduced a new bad guy in the first few episodes, and now I got to the end of the season, and you killed that one, but now there's a bigger evil, and it just keeps happening and happening and happening.
On that note, that's what Arrow did differently. It didn't kill its villain. Like,
really?
the villain is still out there of the
Okay.
season. But the way this season was structured, there was like one bad guy at the start, and then the back half had a different bad guy. Which is interesting. It helped break it up. As opposed to Flash, which had a speedster villain for all first 3 seasons. Like, Reverse Flash fucking worked. Let's do another one. Zoom didn't work. Okay, let's do Savitar. Guess what? Savitar is Barry. No, I thought that would have been great in its final season, because like, oh, you fucked up everything, you fucked up the timeline, and you should really take a good look at yourself.
Yeah.
I feel that's like a good final season beat to like, hey, look at everything you've done and fucked up. But then it's like, no, look at all the other good things I've done. I've saved the universe.
Yeah.
Just 3rd season, no, it was dumb. God, season 3's bad.
Just on that note of, like, killing a bad guy at the start and having a different... I mean, Supernatural did that too.
Yeah.
They had a villain for an entire season, and they just introduced a new one, and it was like, oh, great. Like, you just fucking... Okay, fine, yeah, whatever. I think they're in season 13 or 14 now, and I haven't watched it in 3 seasons, and I just don't care.
Yeah. That's the thing, like, yeah.
It sucks. I hate it. Please be good again.
Yeah, and like, the next crossover at the end of the year is going to have Batwoman in it, which I am interested in. And
that's
it's going to be
interesting.
in Gotham to some degree.
Huh, interesting.
Which is interesting because they just cancelled Gotham.
Oh, really?
They didn't cancel it. They are cancelling it. They're giving it its final season to wrap it up.
Okay,
It was-
Gotham was fun too. It was campy in that way that I like.
But it gets... Yeah.
Yeah, it gets rough.
It's rough camp. Whereas, yeah. Oh, God. And have you kept up to, like, anything that's been going on?
I only watch what I can watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
I couldn't be bothered with anything else.
No, fair enough. I don't watch. I just look at screenshots. Like, it's the Joker. He's here. It's not the Joker now. He switched place with his twin brother. I'm like, for fuck's sakes, Gotham. That guy.
Supernatural did I just realised you said crossover. They did a Scooby-Doo crossover recently.
I saw some clips from that.
What?
They did a Scooby-Doo crossover.
It's a
with
full animated episode.
a full animated episode with the Scooby-Doo animators for
Because Warner
Supernatural.
Brothers. Mystery.
I mean, I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah. They've done it.
And I'm pretty sure the running gag in the show is that Dean wants to fuck Daphne.
I know one of the other things is that, like...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The other thing is, what they're all saying, like, jinkies and all that.
Yeah.
They're just like, ah, shit.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
straight up.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's usually what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
I kind of want to go back and see how they do, like, how does that even happen?
yeah.
Like, how in the supernatural lore are you going to make it so that you ended up in Scooby fucking Doo?
I suppose that's what you can do when you have, like, a fucking...
They did it with Grey's Anatomy. Do you remember that?
No.
What?
They did that. Well, there was that supernatural episode where I don't know how to even explain how they did that, but it wasn't actual Grey's Anatomy. But they were saying that Dean really liked Grey's Anatomy, and when he died, he went into like this.
Oh, that was the Trickster episode.
Yeah, that's like one of the episodes I've seen. It's a fun
Yeah.
episode.
Like whenever they do the Trickster, they do fun stuff like that. Like they're stuck in television shows.
Isn't he Loki? Isn't he Loki?
No, he's Gabriel.
Oh, okay. Wasn't he Loki at some point?
Yes, like
Okay.
when they first introduce him, he's just a trickster.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks he's a trickster. And then the second time around, they run into him twice, and they think they kill him the first time. Then he pops up again, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And then the third time that they run into him is when Castiel has finally come into the picture. And Castiel says partway through the episode, it's during the television one where they're trapped in TV shows. Castiel is in the thing, and he's like, "It's not a trickster. It's too powerful to be a trickster." And then he blinks out of existence for a second.
Yeah.
And they start to piece it together, and at the end of that episode, it's revealed that he's Gabriel, the Archangel. And then the next time you see him, there's a meeting of all the other gods. So in that hotel room, there's like Shiva, Balder, and a whole bunch of other gods from other mythologies. And he comes in, and they turn, like, all the other gods turn around and go, "Oh, Loki." And it turns out that Gabriel was sent to Earth and given the disguise of Loki as like a witness protection thing, because they basically didn't want he didn't want to be found, and the angels didn't want Lucifer to find him, so they hid him and gave him that like as a cover. Like, okay, we'll give you a trickster, we'll give you a god name, you can go to Earth and live down there while we sort this other shit out. And in that episode, Lucifer finally finds him and murders the fuck out of him. See, they did, and that was all in the first 5 seasons. Like, that was part of the arc of the first 5 seasons. It was like, oh, this is interesting stuff. This is story and lore I can work.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Another show I've been watching is Krypton.
What is Krypton?
Krypton is a prequel series focusing around Superman's grandfather, which does exist in the comic, but it's like a one-panel sort of thing. And like, I just took that, and then there's like, so we have this character called Segel, we have his dad, and then his grandfather, who
Is
both
it
died.
animated, or...?
No, it's live action.
Okay.
It's on Sci-Fi, which surprisingly has a good budget to it. The CG looks good.
Okay.
So the idea is that it's basically kind of Game of Thrones in terms of like, we need to fucking get rid of like the voice of Rao because he's making religion too not good. Yeah, not good. And then but there's
Not
also
bad,
but like the House of El has been like shut down because like Segel's granddad is like, fuck, Brainiac is coming and none of you fucks believe me.
Right.
And he's like, no, Brainiac doesn't exist, and then they fucking kick him off a plank.
Interesting.
So Brainiac's coming, and so Adam Strange, who was a time traveler, does exist in the comics. He comes back and warns Segel like, hey, you need to stop this Brainiac threat. And Brainiac looks great, like it's makeup plus CG, so it looks really good. And his ship. Did you ever play Injustice 2?
No.
It kind of looks like the Injustice 2 ship. So
Okay.
it's menacing, it's scary, it's Brainiac's design is on point. So yeah, you need to stop this, otherwise Krypton will die, thus Superman will never exist, and without Superman everything's fucked.
Right.
Because that's how it works.
Because reasons, yeah.
So, and they have this cape, like his cape is disappearing. I'm like, I like that hourglass sort of thing, it's just his cape just hanging there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting aesthetic.
Yeah. And the other thing is, Seagal's in love with Lighter Zod. And Zod is Superman's Krypton arch nemesis.
Yeah.
A bad man.
We all know Zod.
We all snapped his neck. Yeah, steel.
We all snapped his neck.
I didn't know why I said that.
We all did it alongside each other.
Yeah.
I think my thought was, I didn't say it properly, was we all saw Superman snap his neck. But
Right,
I didn't.
yeah.
We all snapped his neck.
Yeah.
Fuck God, man.
Yeah. We snapped him, we brought him back to life, and we passed him along to the next person. Snap.
Yeah. Doomsday.
Yeah. Fuck.
But yeah, no, Krypton's actually interesting. It's only 10 episodes, which is good. I feel like that's a good starting thing. Like, I don't have a fucking long season as your first.
That's why I generally hate American television shows for the most part, because their seasons are always 22 episodes,
Yeah.
give or take a couple, and it's like, that's too much television.
Yeah.
Like, just do a British one. Do it in 10.
That's the
Do
thing.
it in
Yeah.
10.
I didn't realize this, but Plebs is still running.
What's Plebs?
Do you know what
Really?
Plebs is?
Really?
I didn't realize.
I didn't
Plebs was
realize
still
that.
running.
Okay.
But it's still running. Okay, so Plebs is like, it's basically a British sitcom, but it's based in ancient Rome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fucking incredible.
It's on
incredible.
ABC something. It's on ABC.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it.
So it's probably on iView.
Yeah.
So yeah, Krypton's actually interesting. Like, it has all these plot threads going on. While I haven't seen it, apparently, yeah, the two, like, Seagal and the Zod girl, they do give birth to General Zod. So that makes it more interesting, because now Superman is directly related to Zod.
Okay, interesting. Is that a thing from the comics, or
No,
is that like a new thing that
that's
they
a new thing that they've done.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. It's just, I like that idea. It's just like,
Yeah, that
it's
gives
like, this story doesn't exist in any universe, really.
Okay.
Like, the pitch sort of was, remember the Krypton opening from Man of Steel?
Yeah.
And then how, like, everyone's like, oh, I want a movie about that. Well, they made that TV show, and it sort of devolved into its own little thing.
Okay.
Not really pretty cool, but yeah. So yeah, that's a good show. Check it out if you want, if you like Superman. And also, a couple of weeks ago now, but I just want to bring it up, the John Mulaney comedy special. It's really good.
It's so good.
What is it?
John Mulaney, he's a fantastic comedian.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Both of his specials are on Netflix. Come Back
He
Kid.
has 3 specials. We've only got 2 of them on Australian Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's another one he
Oh.
has on American Netflix, and we don't have it. It
Oh,
fucking
that sucks.
pisses me to know.
But yeah, he's got 2 specials on Australian Netflix. You should watch. He's absolutely incredible.
And he's also got some other specials on Spotify if you want to listen to them.
Okay.
They're not Netflix specials, but there are, like, just more
Okay.
jokes.
But yeah, he's an incredible comedian. He's really good timing. He's relatable in a certain way.
Yeah, especially
Like-
me being just a tall, lanky white boy with no self-confidence.
Yeah.
Like, that's him. I'm like, fuck, this is great.
Like he's been quoted a lot recently because there's been a bunch of people on Twitter being like, stop calling me a straight white male. There's a dude on Twitter who said that
Yes.
straight white male is the new N-word, and John Mulaney was like, here's a good hint. If you're talking about the badness of 2 words and you can't say one of the words, that's the worst word.
That's from one of his old specials.
Yeah.
He was saying it for dwarves, like, the word dwarves, you can't say the word dwarves, it's the new N-word. And he's saying this, I think it was when he wrote an SNL, and he's like, the fact that you're saying dwarves are not the N-word?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he was great. He doesn't insult anyone.
No.
The closest, like, everything he's targeted himself is just the stupidity of the world. The closest he does is Jewish jokes, but it's to the point where he says, I asked my wife, is it okay to make fun of you? And then she's like, yeah, just don't tell me you don't like me or that I'm a bitch. And then she's like, wow, the bar is so low.
Yeah.
I would never say that. It's like, yeah.
Actually,
You are a bitch and I love you a lot. Like,
yeah.
It's so good.
He's really, and actually though, his like 10-minute Trump bit in the middle of this last special is incredible.
It's so good.
He does it without actually being like incendiary or like political at all. He just tells a story.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it's perfect. He just tells an analogy basically
Yeah,
for about 10 minutes and I lost it. I couldn't handle it.
It's a horse in a hospital. The idea is that we've never had that before. No one knows what's going to happen next. Like, we bring in some, like, specialists who are like, oh, I once saw a bird in an airport. Like, we've all seen a bird in an airport. This is a horse in a hospital. What the fuck?
Yeah, and he's like, it's like, no one knows how the horse got in there. No one really knows how the horse will react.
Yeah.
But the horse is in the hospital. And he's like, the worst part is when the horse is quiet for a couple of days. Because then you're like, well, is everything alright? Is the horse okay? And then suddenly the horse is in the surgery room and he's kicking about and you're like, oh god, it's so good.
He also does a bit about college, about like he's old enough where they're asking him for more money.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I gave you guys $120,000 and you have the audacity to ask me for more money.
His college bit's really good. You should watch it.
It's really good. Like, yes,
it's really
both
good.
of them are really good. If we did the third one, I would also recommend that.
Yeah,
they're an hour long. They're great. They're funny.
They fly by because he's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think watch his first one's called Comeback Kid.
Yeah.
The one on Netflix that we have. Go watch that one first because that kind of gives you a sense of what you're dealing with. And then the second one is like way more current because it's recent.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 recommend them.
Absolutely.
And I'm very...
He's suddenly become the internet's like favorite comedian.
Yeah.
I think it's really good because he's like absolutely like he's really smart. Like a lot of his jokes are also very intelligent, which I appreciate. He's like just great delivery, but he seems very humble as well. And the thing I like about him also is that he manages to get a lot of his punchlines through without swearing too much. Like he does swear for emphasis, but he's not one of those comedians that's like the F words every second word. Yeah. He's like, he says it, and when he says it, it's good emphasis and makes the joke better. But for the most part, most of his jokes are just funny. Yeah. With no swearing. You're just like, that's great.
Yeah. It's like, that's the thing, like, most comedians, they either swear a lot or they don't swear at all. Mm.
He walks the line between the both.
And because he has, like, experiences where people swear. Like, I love the one where I walked past a lady and she just out of nowhere just said, suck a dick, or no, what is it? Smoke drugs, suck a dick, and smell... No, I'm fucking it up. Fuck, I hate when I do this. But yeah, no, it's just... Yeah, anyway, we're moving on because I fucked up badly. It's good.
He's good because like I love stand-up comedy. I love a good stand-up comedian. But I've been looking through a lot of the Netflix stuff, and a lot of it's piss poor. Yeah. And a lot of it's really bad, but his stuff is perfect.
I've just stolen Stan from Kyron and Annika.
And they have a lot of stand-up comedy, which I do.
Australian comedians, yeah.
Well, they've got a ton of Australian, British stuff. So, like, old shows like the Mighty Booshers on there.
Yeah. I had Stan
all
for
of Monty Python just came on to
Netflix.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? But yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of, like, Australian, British humour on Stan. And then you've got... a lot of American stuff as well. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's on Stan that's already on Netflix. Yeah. And then I'm also still stealing Dean's Anime Lab account.
Alright, do we want to wrap this one up?
Do we? We haven't really talked about anything else. How long have we been going?
I think we're going for a while.
We've been going for... Oh, good.
An hour and 20.
Not too bad. Not 2 hours.
It's not 2 hours.
It's not that bad. It's not 2 hours. It's more than an hour, though.
No, I can't think of anything else to talk about.
No, I think we covered a fair bit this week. Yeah. Television shows and comedy.
John Mulaney. He's a good
he's really good. Yeah, I was going to say, actually, one last thing. I was watching like a bunch of different comedians on Netflix, and the last comedy special that I really, really loved, I can't watch anymore because they took it down because the guy who did it got like involved in like some sexual harassment stuff, and I was like, well, fuck. Now I can't enjoy his comedy anymore.
But that's the thing, they haven't taken down all of it, because Louis C.K.'s shit's still on there.
That was the one I was talking about. I'm pretty sure Louis C.K. 2017 has been taken down.
Maybe it's an older one there, because I still remember one of his shows being up there. I'm like, whoa, this is icy.
Yeah, because like I remember I watched 2017 last year, like in 2017, and it was exactly what I needed at the time. It was fucking hilarious. And like 6 months later, they were like, oh yeah, by the way, he's a pervert. And I was like, fuck! Yeah. Come on, man! Like...
I loved this. I saw a... really dumb. I was watching a PewDiePie video one
Oh,
day.
great, yeah, this is gonna start.
But he
off
was
well.
just like rolling through Netflix trying to explain something, and Kevin Spacey came up and he's like, "What's this? Get this man out of my face!"
The day that happened, like the day the whole Kevin Spacey shit came out, I didn't go on, but like around that, like I was on Netflix and like House of Cards was like his name and his face was it was all taken over by Robin Wright.
Yeah, all Robin Wright.
And that's what the next season's going to be. It's just,
Yeah, they're going to focus on her. Yeah, it's crazy how quickly they've been doing that too.
Yeah.
Like anyone gets a hint of it, and they're just immediately erased from history.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, like, whew, look, that it's actually something I kind of disagree with. Is that we shouldn't erase them from history. We have to wrestle with our history. We have to come to terms with it.
Yeah,
and
that's
accept
a good
it.
point. Yeah.
No, we don't just delete them from our like.
Because then it happens again.
Because that is essentially like the nth degree of whitewashing. It's like you can't delete the past. We can't say these people didn't exist, and we can't deny the art and the things that they did. What we can do though is accept that they're bad people, accept that they made mistakes, accept that they fucked up, accept that we have decided they are no longer worth our time anymore, and then wrestle with how we come to terms with, well, their shit was really good, and when we didn't know they were a bad person, we praised them. Because Kevin Spacey is one of those people that was like high regarded.
Yeah.
One of those people that everyone loved and everyone thought was great. And a lot of his stuff is put up on a high pedestal, and now we need to, as a society, figure out, okay, turns out he was a bad person. Now what? Don't just delete him from history.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't, and we don't delete Hitler from history. He's there. He should be there. Because we need to learn from our mistakes. Rather than just being like, didn't happen, no.
But it's America, that's all they do. Vietnam didn't happen.
Yeah.
The Korean War, what's that? Oh,
Yeah.
it's still going?
That's the problem with all these movements and all this stuff starting in America, is that they're really bad at that.
Yeah.
They're really bad at accepting their past. I mean, Australia's no better. What's Stolen Generation?
What?
What?
Huh?
Huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's real bad.
It's bad.
Super fucked up. And on that downer,
Which is why it's now hard to watch Mad Max. The first one's easy to watch because it doesn't look like, what's his chops? Mel Gibson?
yeah.
Young Mel Gibson does not look like Mel Gibson. Like, I can watch the first one.
What did Mel Gibson do?
Mel Gibson is super sexist and super racist.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
I haven't really seen
He's
It
a
was happening in the
huge-
mid-2000s.
Yeah, that's why I haven't seen much of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because pretty much as soon as it came out, he just disappeared.
Yeah.
Because he's a huge anti-Semite.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He fucking hates Jews.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
He made that movie.
Yeah, he made that movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yep.
Just like what even? What? Yeah, exactly. That is yes. You are feeling the exact reaction that everyone in the mid 2000s had of just like, wait, what? No, what?
Oh, God.
No.
Oh, I have more news. Played Dragon Ball Fighters again. It was pretty good. My other question is, when are we going to start on this Dragon Ball show? Because I know...
One, we need everyone here. Two, we need the time.
Yeah.
So if we move to recording on Saturdays, we should be good.
Okay.
That means nothing, and then next week will just be a lecture. I'm going to move a couple things around so we're not doing everything, but we'll do the manga stuff first, and then we can watch the movies.
Sounds good to me.
I'm very excited about... Have you heard the new news about what's going to be in the movie? The new theories, the thoughts about what's...
I haven't seen any theories, but
Okay,
everyone's always making
so
shit up.
I saw
It's Dragon
something.
Ball.
I saw something the other day, and the main bad guy of this movie is supposed to be a Saiyan,
Yeah.
and everyone's been like, "Oh, is he going to be a Saiyan trapped in the ice? Is he
Yeah.
going to be from the past? Is Goku go back in time? Does he wish his Saiyan to fight through the Dragon Balls?" Apparently, some Saiyans got away and colonized a new planet. That's what they're trying to say.
No, we're running into the Superman problem, where it's like, these are the only Saiyans left, and we found some more.
Yeah. You just keep looking under enough rocks, you find more Saiyans. Like, oh look, I found some more over
Doctor
here.
Who as well.
Yeah. Like, oh look, there's another Time Lord over here.
I'm the last of the Time Lords. Oh, but I'm here. I'm the last of the Time
Time
Lords.
Lords, yeah.
Everyone important.
It's so lonely being the last of something. Like, yeah, like every 10 seasons, another Saiyan just drops out of the sky. Like, oh wait, hold up.
Well, yeah.
Which is why I don't mind the Universe 6 thing, but Like,
Yeah, Universe 6 is
See, that actually kind of bugs me. Like when shows get into multiverse and timelines, it's like, God damn it! Like you're just you
I think
pigeonholed yourself at some point, and now you're trying to get out of it by just going multiverse.
I think that's the good thing about what Dragon Ball did though, is they put a limit on the amount of universes there are.
yeah.
While not capping it, because they're like, oh, there could be more potentially that were erased, but at the moment we've only got these
12.
ones. And then it's like, and in these 12, the universe that you did know, that only has 28 planets that are like
Oh
alive.
god, I hate that.
Yeah.
What?
So Universe
They-
7
yeah.
only has 28 planets that have life on it. Because the Supreme
In the
Kaiser...
entire-
And we've been to like 14 or 15 of them.
In the entire universe.
Like, in...
And so how is it there's an entire universe and the entire time that Bulma and Krillin and Gohan go to Namek, they run into like 4 or 5 of them.
I think
How
that
do they keep hitting
the story was
like out of
supposed to
all
be-
of them?
The story was supposed to be like Frieza took over all of these planets, and he also like destroyed a ton of them as well. So he
And
was
Majin
like,
Buu also destroyed
And
Beerus.
Beerus.
But like,
Okay.
that would happen
But
in the
still,
other universes.
but still,
Yeah.
how is it that like in that arc when Bulma like during the filler
Yeah.
arc, but when they're going to they land on like 5 different planets and they happen to hit on 5 of the 28
Yeah.
that have life on it. Like,
Yeah.
come on, those are pretty small odds.
yeah, it was supposed to be like others have been around and destroyed.
And don't even get me started on
And
GT because they go to a
Yeah.
bajillion different planets
GT
and they've all
is
got
so
fucking
bad.
life on them.
Yeah.
And if GT's still canon,
No, it's not.
but they said it takes place after anyway.
They never said anything.
They hinted at that originally.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh no.
There's like
There's
too
not.
many actual things like timeline.
They have not said it's not canon yet though.
Because Japan doesn't care about canon.
Imagine if at the end of Super they were just like, oh, and Goku and Vegeta can't go blue anymore either, and Super Saiyan 4 still happens.
Yeah.
That's what we all thought was going to happen.
Yeah, we did.
The end of well, the thing
Yeah,
is,
we thought that like their god energy would be taken away and they wouldn't be able to do anything.
yeah,
But I'm super excited.
doesn't make
And
any
the
sense.
thing like with the movies that like they keep getting on like more and more great animators because they just got like a new effects artist that's like done some really good like the Evangelion movies.
I'm so excited for this new movie because it looks completely.
When's it coming out?
November.
December.
December?
Yeah.
I thought it was November.
No.
Okay,
December's a
December.
good time for that to come out.
Yeah. Hopefully it at least subbed. We can watch it in cinemas.
I mean, the last Dragon Ball movie was brought to cinemas in Australia with the
With
dub.
Because they have enough time. It's a
yeah.
full movie.
Whoa, that was like 2 months after though.
Still,
Yeah, I want to watch it in December with subtitles. Crunchyroll does episodes
Yeah.
every day, so
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we have the ability
if it
to.
comes out on Crunchyroll first, the cinemas are gonna just be like, oh fuck.
Well, they made a big deal out of Resurrection F.
Yeah, they
I
did.
went to a cinema and I saw it and it was awesome. So if I can get that experience again, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. can't wait to watch it at an event because it'll be the only place doing it.
Yeah, event cinemas do a lot of anime
It's
stuff.
very
so,
expensive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Akira in event cinemas.
Oh, cool.
Which, that'd be interesting. I've never seen Akira, and apparently it's like one of the best movies. Period.
I mean,
Silent Voice is
it's
one I saw.
it's a really good movie, but it is good because of what it did for the industry.
Oh, okay.
Because it changed the way the West viewed anime.
Yeah.
It's the thing that made it go, oh, okay. So like, if you watch it from today's perspective, you're probably going to look at it and go like,
Oh,
what's the deal with all the tropes? And you're like, well, it's because Akira
It started.
started most of them. So
Okay.
yeah, it's one
Cool.
of those.
So thanks for giving me the heads up.
Yeah. Because like I remember,
Yeah,
last week you're talking about Citizen Kane, and I was like, okay. So put your context glasses
Yeah.
on for that one.
And that's a hard thing. Like I haven't seen too many I know of like animes that are like whatever, they're 70s animes, but
No, Akira is what you
Anime
think of
is.
anime today. The
Yeah.
reason it is the way it is because of Akira. It
Cool.
starts it all.
cool. So I need to watch it as artistic reference.
Yeah, it is a very good thing for that.
Yeah.
But
I'm so excited for these movies.
they're gonna be
Yeah.
good. All right.
Anyway,
If you enjoyed this episode, please click that like button and subscribe if you want to see more of it. Hit the bell if you want to be up to date when all the shit comes out. Comment below or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. Please don't say it when I'm saying it. I don't care if you say it. I don't care if you say it afterwards. Just don't say it before or while I'm saying it. Be sure to check out Amalgam Games Lab, where Shannon and I talk about video games and all the nerdy shit there. They're super nerdy, like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Good
what's
old-
Bethesda? Did you know Bethesda is a town?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the kind of stuff we talk about.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We don't.
Some good E3 follow up on that one.
Yeah. And that's it. I said everything. Until
Yeah,
next
we'll catch
time.
you next week.
Yeah. Boy.
Bye.